Welcome traders to analysis of DXY. Thanks for joining me here. My name is Vic. Let's start looking at what DXY has been doing and what is in store for us. Now, as I mentioned, that the DXY had these important levels, especially these yellow ones and the blue ones, which are available here. And the market actually was going up and down between these levels. And last week, it had a good rally from these levels, and a lot of traders actually got because of their bias, they thought dollar is obviously going to go down, because there's so much bearishness, bearish bias in the market saying that dollar is dead and all that. Do not trust that. Just simply look at the charts, because as I always say, charts do not lie. Blogs, media, everybody can lie, but charts do not lie, because whatever is happening, whatever has happened is right in front of you, right in front of your eyes, and you do not have to pay a single penny for that. You can just open any account, on any charting package, free charting package, and you can see it for yourself. So what do you see right now? What I see that the market created this M pattern here, and that's why the market went up. Now I cannot just rely on my bias. I will have to look at both sides of it. Always try to analyze bearish and bullish sides of the same market, because that way you can make money on both sides, and you can also make predictions, better predictions, because you will be aware if that market starts to go in an opposite direction. Let's say on dollar, if I say that it wants to go up, but let's say if it is falling down, then at least you will have a plan saying, okay, I think because the market is not going according to my plan, I think the dollar is going to go to this particular level, and this is what is that kind of level. So we always look at both sides. So when the dollar started to get rejected from this yellow line, we knew that it would come to this one, 90.273. There was nothing in the middle which could push the price back up. And if it was broken, then we would knew that it was going to come to this blue line, which is 89.904. And this was kind of not that important area, but market anyway came here and never actually closed below this particular line. So this zone is still holding. So what do we have right now? For that, let's look at another perspective, because you can view the chart and using different perspective. What we have is, this is the FCP zone that we created, and this is the demand zone. Now this is multi-year demand zone, right? So it cannot just go in the wind. You cannot just say that the dollar is doomed and it is going to go away. No, it won't, because this is a demand zone which has actually worked really, really fine. And if you have been following my previous analysis, you know that dollar is actually not dying. In fact, it can actually go to 94, 96 area, and if it finds enough bullish momentum, then it can go to near about 100, 110 as well, because of this huge W pattern which is forming right now. And what we have is simply consolidation happening right now. A lot of people will think that this is double top. If that is the case, then they should also treat this as double bottom here, right? And if that is the case, then what we have is simply consolidation to the upside and downside. And until it actually breaks through on either side, we cannot say that this is actually dying, because at this point in time it was simply at the top of this horizontal channel, and right now we are at the bottom of the horizontal channel. What does that tell you? It tells me that the market is expected to go higher, at least to the middle of the channel, which is going to be near about 95 or 96 area, right? So that's what it is. And if dollar is going to rise, you know what is going to happen. Most of the markets are dependent on dollar, right? So if dollar is going to rise, then there can be corrections on other, as you can see, on indices there have been corrections going on. And on cryptos, there have been a lot of corrections, as you might have hearing about Bitcoin, which has actually fallen down. Ether has fallen down. All of these have been going through corrections. Today they are a little bit up. And um, if you have been following commodities, you saw what happened to gold, and silver, and US oil also has a very good chance of actually falling down a little bit, actually taking a little correction there. UK oil was also taking correction, because indirectly or directly they are dependent on dollar, right? So that's what it's happening right now. Let me actually show you another perspective of this. So as I said, there can be multiple perspective, but if they are giving you similar sort of conclusion, then you should be aware of them, right? So what we have, if you draw a trend line like this, the trend line has been broken, right? And the market fell down to retest it, and now it is going back up. So that's one thing. That's one way of looking at it. Other people will be using something like this. Now, all of these methods are very subjective, so I do not personally use them. I simply stick to my FCP analysis. So, but you see, in any way, this is broken. Here the market is pushing up, right? So what we have, these levels are still there, and I'm not going to touch them. It's just that I'm going to show you a few things which are happening right now. Okay, if I just close this and show you what's happening. So right now we have, on lower time frame, we have a W pattern. So the market may actually fall down a little bit, which means if dollar is going to fall down, then other markets can go up, right? So that's one thing. And this fall, as I said, we need to look at the bearish scenario as well. If I go to the monthly time frame, again, we were expecting this to be bearish candle. That did not happen. Actually, it fell down. But then we were expecting this to be bearish candle, which most of the part, for most of the February, it was actually bearish. On the last day of Feb, it went up. Now, what do we have? Just by looking at the candlestick pattern, there is still a chance that there can be a bearish candle, but there can be another bullish candle which can fill this wick up. So the March can be bullish right there. But because of this previous bearish momentum, there can be a bearish candle in the March. But I'm expecting it to be wick filling kind of candle in March. But let's see how the market actually opens and how it actually plays out in the first week. Now, if I go to the weekly time frame, what you see, there is a W pattern forming. And if that is the case, then it will probably bring it up to near about this level, which is 92 something level or so. If I come to the daily time frame, that's the W pattern that you just saw. So that is going to come somewhere around here, 92 or level. So if I go to the 4-hour time frame, what do we have is simply a W pattern. So there are two W patterns. One is this one, other one is this one. Okay, so both of them are pointing that the market may actually fall down, but there can be an extended pattern. If the market keeps on going higher, then there can be extended pattern can actually bring it to here. In any way, in any case, we have all these levels marked up already. So what do we have? The plan is that if it actually closes beyond this level of 90.991, right, this yellow line, and if you get a good confirmation, then we are going to look for an upward move. But remember, there is a W pattern here which can bring it somewhere around here, and there can be a retest of this yellow line once again. But if it keeps on finding bullish momentum, the next level is going to be 91.6, and then continue further as per these drawings and these levels. At all of these levels and zones, you can find opportunity to either take profits, or you can also look for opportunity to go for a reversal trades. So how it works is, if it actually starts to if I find a confirmation right now, I can go for a short. Why? Because there is a W pattern which has just completed, so I can look for a short. Okay, so that's what. If the market closes beyond, then I'll look for a confirmation and I'll look for a long. So if you're already long from here, then you should be taking the profits, at least partial profits, or managing your position properly so that you do not lose your profits or you lose your position entirely, right? So that's what we have. Now let's see how the DXY plays out, but it's going to be very, very interesting in the month of March, because I'm expecting that March is going to be a deciding factor. March is the completion of first quarter, and that can actually lead to a lot of things which are going to happen in 2021. So we need to watch March very, very closely. Right, so good luck with this, and I hope this has been useful to you. If it has been, then you know what to do. Support this channel. Please like and subscribe and comment, because it supports the algorithm. It tells the algorithm that you are actually finding it useful, and when you hit the like button and put a comment, then it reaches far more users, far more traders, and they will also they will also get the benefit out of it. So share and support this channel, and if you have any comments, any questions, put them in the bottom of this on below this video, and I'll try my best to answer them. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.